Here we go. What's the name? Patrick. We got to get into I want to talk to you. I wish it was Patrick Ewing.
Who's Patrick?
Patrick, this is Gary V, and you're in the Ask Gary V show with Sasha V.
No way.
Yes, Patrick. Where are you from?
I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Love it. What's your question?
And then, I've been following your content for a lot of time, and I kind of feel like I'm at a point right now of when to balance patience with learning or needing to pivot and rethink what you're doing. There's kind of, you talk about knowing your truth and knowing what you're driving for and staying on that path. But when do you know, and what signs should you look for if you're needing to pivot, change, adjust?
So are you running a business?
Yeah.
What kind?
I'm doing a consulting business around actually something you're passionate about: engagement, employees, culture, kind of rethinking what a workplace needs to be in a world of technology and this kind of new reality.
So you're trying to figure out, should you stay the course and let the market come to you because what you're selling is difficult to sell because you believe in it, so you want to be patient, or are you actually wrong, or is it too far away, and should you pivot into some other offers or features or things of that nature? Is that correct?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think you know that this is like,
I do.
This is the bread and butter, but I feel like with a lot of leaders of companies, engagement, employees, culture is number one in thought, but number 2 or 3 in action. So I'm trying to figure out how to get into that world, how to make it more of a priority, or is it just a lost cause for a lot of people?
Dad, what do you think about, when you think about your long career, when was it stay the course because you believe in some strategy, category that you're buying, investing in liquor versus wine, advertising? Like, when did you know that you wanted to stay the course, or when did you know that you needed to try something different, or did you get into patterns? I know for you, I know your story the best, you were a very early New Jersey newspaper advertiser in a co-op in the early 80s, right? Which was a big breakthrough for you. You guys created a co-op. You were selling at cost in a newspaper. That worked. Mm-hmm. When did you know to add direct mail, or when did you try commercials? When did you stay the course? When did you change the mix of your product in the store because you felt rosé was coming? Like, how did you make those decisions?
Well, quite honestly, and I don't have to give more credit to my son. Okay?
But I'll take it.
But he will take it, I know. When Gary came to the business, and he came at a very young age. At first, he, of course, was no factor. He was making ice for $2. I don't even remember how much. Underpaid, right?
Underpaid.
Yeah.
I was good at making ice.
Yeah. So, but when he came to the business, and again, I treasure these years, what I spent working with Gary when we used to, you remember that, travel back and forth.
All through high school.
45 miles each way. And that was the most memorable moments when we used to discuss business strategy.
Let's link up. There's an article I wrote about exit 12 to exit 48 on Medium. That to me is the foundation of our relationship. It's the foundation of our relationship.
And to take Wine Library, what I came up with the name.
Yes, absolutely true.
Okay.
He did. You went to California.
Went to California.
And all the wineries were calling their cellars Wine Library.
No, I'll take you to the library. They didn't call Wine Library. I'll take you to the library to pick up a couple of bottles of wine and go for dinner. That's where I came up with the name of Wine Library years after. But that was, quite honestly, all these great ideas, when we used to bounce off each other, that's when it's, real started. Real. Before it was just another liquor store. And got creative.
What gave you? So I want to make sure we answer this question. I know I'm interviewing you a little bit, but I want to answer this question. So what? Patrick's sitting here, and it's very.
How
nice
old is
story.
Patrick?
I don't know. How old are you, Patrick?
I'm 31.
31, young.
So Patrick's trying to decide: is he on the right? What's the balance between patience? Because I sell patience. I believe in patience.
You have to.
Versus. Is he on the right path? Is there something else he should be putting? Innovation versus patience. How have you thought about that? Or have you not thought about it?
No, I did.
Go, okay.
You have to be patient.
That trumps it.
Who said?
I'm asking. No, not Trump. That trumps.
I was
No, that is more value. You think the patience part is more valuable.
You have to, you have to believe and stick to it, to what you believe. I mean, that's, you can't try something and, 2 days later or 2 years later said, okay.
That's my biggest problem with, I think, that's something I always yell about with our employees. And, I like,
yes,
right?
That's your style.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Like, I don't mind if the new
I always held on to too long a lot of times.
Well, this is what he's worried about. Mm-hmm. As you're like thinking through. Patrick, listen, I think the reality is, I'm a big believer in the following. You're not going to know the alternative, so you might as not dwell on it.
Yeah.
You're not going to know, right, bro? You're not going to know if you waited too long. Like, a lot of people have bailed a month before the thing they worked on for 2 years was about to go. But they don't know. They don't know that, Patrick. Because they bailed and they were like, oh, that was a waste of my 2 years.
Yeah,
and
I'm 100% in. I'm not bailing on this, and I think, I'm pot committed. I believe in patience. It's just kind of fine tuning it or tweaking it, and I guess maybe the perception to you, and I know you're a firm believer in it. Do you think that there's a market out there for this?
Yes, I do. I think culture and the emotions and all the feelings in a business, they're the driving force of the new economy. I think culture, my dad will tell you, as a kid, as a child, it mattered to me. Mm-hmm. It was intuitively in me at a very young age. It has emerged as an enormous pillar, and I think it will continue it will catch up, my friend. I agree with you that they talk about it. You said it, first in what they talk about, third in the way they execute. That's exactly right, because they're full of shit. They say it because it sounds good to their employees, but they don't want to spend money on it. But as operators like me and others continue to get fame and awareness around trading on that will then people start realizing the financial value of it. I'm not doing it because I'm for kicks and giggles. Now, it's my natural demeanor. But it's still an ROI positive thing, and I think as the decision makers change over, I would say as the decision makers change over from my dad's generation to my generation, and definitely the generation below me, this will become the pillar. And you're 31. You can grind and survive until you're 38, 42, and really reap the massive financial benefits of being a leader in this space for a decade.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. You're right. I think that when I talk to people, there's about a director level and below that everybody gets it, and it seems that once you go above there and people take ownership of the job, they just get scared of change and kind of hold on and push back.
Dad, you hate change.
Yes.
Right? Like, you can speak to that.
But
to your credit, absolutely.
To my credit.
You know who I want to call right now?
And you inspire me to, not only inspire, you actually drill in me to try to do different things. Just like drinking different wine.
Yeah, imagine being captive with an 18, 20-year-old me in the car for 45 minutes back and forth. My poor dad. I mean, like, I was guns a-blazing. Mm-hmm. I appreciate it, Patrick.